Most of us who get started with MOBE, the whole idea of slowly making sales and making money over time, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of in a rush. So when I'm building my business, it's all about how fast can I do this. I don't want to get rich slow. I want to get rich quick, right? We want to see how fast we can move. And if you treat this seriously and you set this up from the very beginning, it is very possible for you, if you want, and I'm being dead serious about this, to put over $250,000 in pure commissions in your pocket in the next 12 months. And I will guarantee you one thing, there are people in this audience who will do that in the next 12 months. We will be back here 1 year from now. I plan on doing more of these. And some of you, maybe quite a few of you, will have done this. And you'll remember this moment as the moment that it all changed. So what I want to show you is how I would do that and how you can do that, how you can get to $250K in your first year. So let's begin. So first of all, when I say $250,000 a year, how many people have earned $250K per year in a job or past business? Can't really see much. So like half of you, right? So some of you have never earned that kind of money. And when I came into this industry, my record for like how much I'd earned in a week was about $1,000 because I was mowing lawns. So I'd never earned big money before in my life. And when I would hear about gurus doing hundreds of thousands of dollars per year or millions of dollars per year, this is kind of how I felt. I thought that would be nice, but that's kind of a pretty big and intimidating thing. So when I say $250K to you, here's what I want you to do. Let's back up. I want you to break it down to the ridiculous. Okay, I think I first heard Brian Tracy say that, but it's a concept of taking a big task and breaking it down, and that's what we're going to do in this presentation. But I've got to tell you, there are two things that are more important than anything else in whether you do this or you don't. Okay, two things. And if you do these two things for the next year, you're going to do very well. Biggest factor by far is positioning. You saw in the comp plan example how you made $25,000 from one MOBE license rate sale. Did you make that because you were a super talented marketer? Not really. That was more a factor of the positioning. That was more a factor of the business that you brought into. Platinum, think about it as a different business. Platinum is a much more powerful business than just the MOBE license rates. And where you get positioned in this business will have a huge impact on how much money you make. Think about it like this. You're either driving a Honda, a nice Honda, but it's still a Honda, or you're driving a Ferrari. So I've got a question for you. There's an airport just not that far away. Let's say that we went and got Michael Schumacher, the guy who drives Ferrari's F1, one of the best drivers in the world. And we got you, and we got a Honda and a Ferrari, and we took them down to the airport. So we've got let's say we've got a mile-long straight airstrip. It's straight, it's a mile long. And we put you in the Ferrari, and we put Michael Schumacher, one of the best drivers on the planet, in Honda. And I say go. And as fast as you can, you race down to the other end against Michael Schumacher. Who would win? Right? Who would win? You would win, right? Because you are in a better vehicle. It doesn't matter that he's a better driver. Unless you do something stupid, like go off the side of the road into a pole, you're very likely going to beat him. Now, if there's corners and stuff, he might beat you. But if we're on a straight, you're going to win. Now, are you a better driver than he is? No, you've just got a more powerful engine. You've got a more powerful car. It's exactly the same in this business. If we had one of the best internet marketers in the world come and join the MOBE License Rates program, and you join Platinum from the start, you are essentially sitting in a Ferrari and this best internet marketer is in a Honda. Now, they will still do very well, but what you've got is a much more powerful machine. Okay, so positioning from the very start, that is key. That's going to have a bigger impact on how much you make over the next 12 months than anything else. Now, besides that, so there's two big factors. Number one is positioning. The second one, as I keep on saying all day, it's quality of traffic. It's not about having a big list of hundreds of thousands of people. I know people in this industry who have a list 3 times bigger than mine, like 300,000 people, and yet affiliates with a list of 10,000 people consistently beat them in affiliate contests. Now, how is that? It's all about the quality of the leads, right? It's not so much about the quantity. So those are the two big factors. That's what you want to focus on if you want to do well. So the very first thing that you have to do, that you have to accept if you want to do well, you have to believe this is possible. I come from a family that, even though my parents are farmers, have very limited thinking when it comes to money. And they don't know about this world. They do not know. They know I'm here. They don't really know what I'm doing. They don't know anything about my business. And when I've hinted to them that it's doing well, they don't believe me. They think I'm like making 50 grand a year or something like that at most. I can't even tell them how well we're doing because it's so far out of their comfort zone of what's possible that they wouldn't believe me. Now, and I know I didn't mean to sound like, I love my parents very much, but I could sit down with them and explain everything that I'm telling you now. I could spend a full week with them trying to get them up and running in this business and show them everything I know, and they probably wouldn't do that well. And the reason is they don't even believe it's possible. All right, so you really have to believe that you can do it. And I know this sounds kind of like woo-woo motivation stuff, but it's true. You actually have to believe that 1 year from now, you can be coming back to one of these events and your life can be completely changed. 2 years ago, I told you the story. I was here 2 years ago and I met Vince. Back then, I could barely afford to get here. If you had told me that in 2 years from now, money would no longer be a problem, I probably wouldn't have believed you. I knew it was possible. I had that idea in my mind. I could do it, but if I'd known, I wouldn't have guessed that this would have happened. But my point is, you've got to believe that you can do it. So, this is how you want to do it. We have over 27 different products in MOBE. You've got a lot of choice for what you can promote, right? If you want to get to maximum profit in minimum amount of time, this is what I call the core. Think of it as like a spinal cord, right? It's a spinal cord, and these 3 programs, MOBE License Rights Program, Titanium, and then Platinum, they're like the main kind of spinal cord, the core. Now, all the other little products, they're like nerve endings coming up the side. Yes, you'll make money with those, but this is by far the most profitable channel to send your leads through. Okay? So you always lead with this core in mind. Sell Iron Revolution because that upsells people into the license rights program, but from there we take them to Titanium and then Platinum. So if you send us leads, that's our first mission for you. To get you maximum commissions, this is the channel that I focus on, that my whole team focuses on. So first thing to do, get positioned. One of the other reasons why you want to get positioned is because how can you talking to someone, let's say you have a lead of yours comes to one of these events one day, and you're talking to them about Titanium and Platinum, and they ask you, have you got Titanium and Platinum? Can you really answer them, no, but I think you should get it? It doesn't really feel right, at least not to me. Whenever I promote something to you guys on my list, I never promote something that I myself have not brought, invested in, and tried. And your list will respect that too. Okay, your audience will respect that. So the fact that you're willing to get positioned in Titanium and Platinum, you're following when they see that, you set that expectation of leadership. Okay? Now there's 3 ways to make more money in your business. If we were to walk down to the business district in San Diego, and we walk into a deli or something like that, and we talk to the owner of that deli and we say, look, what would be the answer for you to make more money right now? 9 times out of 10, what are they going to say? They're going to say, get more customers. That's the standard answer for most business owners. It's also the worst answer you could possibly give, okay? Because getting new customers is the most expensive part of your business, of growing your business. It's the hardest way to make money. A better way is number 2 and 3. Increase average transaction size, increase frequency of purchase. That's exactly what titanium and platinum are all about. Okay, we are increasing the amount that they invest with us. Instead of getting 1 program, now they're getting 3. And now they're investing a lot more, and you are getting bigger commissions. Like I said before, it's all about cross-selling from one product to another. Here's an example, right? So one day I'm sitting there and I've got my email box opened and I get these little notifications. Every time we get some funds coming in, someone buys something, I get this from my merchant account. I don't know if you can make that out, but basically it's like 10 a.m. or something like that. And I sell an inner circle. One of you guys sells this. Now, about 2 minutes later, after that person buys the inner circle, they then step up, because we have the upsells, right? As soon as they buy, there's an upsell, a one-time only offer. And they buy that. And then they buy the next and the next. And in the span of about 10 minutes, this one customer, they've spent somewhere around $4,500. Now, the licensee in that case makes around $2,500 on that sale alone. My point is, every so often, we have people who come into MOBE, and this is how they behave, right? They just invest in everything. They get fully positioned. And if you are going to be promoting the MOBE license rates program, occasionally you'll have people like that, more often than you would think, who get the license rights, get titanium, get platinum, and you don't even see it coming. Okay? Now, so I told you there's 3 ways of doing it. This is how we solved that problem for you guys in MOBE. We increased the average transaction size that you could sell to your leads so you would get bigger and bigger commissions. So we added a program called the Titanium Mastermind. This pays you $3,000 commissions. And the Platinum Mastermind pays you $5,000 commissions as well. Okay? So how do you sell high-ticket programs? I'll tell you how you don't sell them. You don't sell them with a sales video online. Let's say there's like a little deli downstairs, right, or a general store. And if you go down there to that general store, let's say you're hungry, and on a whim you go down there, and you decide, I feel like a Snickers or a Mars bar. That's not a complicated decision, right? That's a simple decision. You don't agonize over that decision of thinking, oh, geez, I better call home and ask my wife before I do this purchase. You know, you don't think like that. You just buy it, right? Because it's not a really high-level purchase. But when it comes to selling top-tier programs, where the commissions and the price point is much bigger, you can't sell them that way. So that's why online you won't ever see us trying to sell these programs with a sales video, okay? Because that wouldn't cut it. We wouldn't get enough sales. The way that you sell these programs is one-on-one. You need to have people who know what they're doing on the phone, okay? Now, unfortunately, you don't get that good on the phone unless you've been doing it for years and years. So when we came out with these programs, that's exactly what I said about doing. I said about recruiting the best phone sales team that we could possibly find in the industry. And I went around to all the different direct sales companies and I looked for the top people in each one. And this is what they do. They know how to sell high-ticket programs. And we put together a phone team, and that phone team sells these programs on your behalf. Last week, for example, we had about 5 titaniums and 5 platinums come in. Think about that. We are getting consistent sales here already. We're getting consistent sales on the back end. The only difference is, are you positioned to be getting those commissions? But we are getting those sales consistently on the back end. This is kind of what's happening behind the scenes. So everything that you see with MOBE looks pretty, maybe it looks pretty simple and straightforward, but under the bonnet, it's actually quite complicated. And this is how I spend my time. I think up like new funnels and new processes, new systems, because I want to make this the most efficient selling machine that you can possibly have. That way, when you send us traffic, we're getting you maximum sales, and you decide to send more traffic. So this is what I do. And this is like a small screen capture of what we're doing with the phone follow-up on the back end. This industry hasn't really seen what I'm about to show you. There are companies out there that sell high ticket. The problem is, who's selling the high ticket? You are. It's like when I got started in 2009, that's what I was doing. I was selling high ticket programs, the same program I'd invested in, and I'm a 22-year-old kid. I don't know how to sell programs like that. My life experience at that point is like university and mowing lawns. So I have no idea about how to sell high ticket. But for the first time in the industry, you don't need to, because you have our phone team selling them for you. That's the whole point. That's why we've solved a problem that's been plaguing this industry for decades. People would join companies, but they wouldn't know how to sell. They didn't want to learn how to sell either. That's what we've solved here. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you, we've also solved leads. So if you ever struggle to get leads or traffic, what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks, and this will become my new project, we are creating our own in-house ad agency. Our own in-house one. So no more outsourcing to other companies. We're actually doing this in-house, and it's going to be at WeSellGoodTraffic.com. So you guys are the very first to know about that. But basically what I'm saying here is that from now on, if you ever want leads, I encourage you to go and do your own marketing, but you won't have to. You'll be able to come to us, and you'll be able to get leads from here. Now, with this, I will pre-test all lead sources myself. So I will make sure that they are good lead sources that work, that convert. But basically, you won't ever have to worry about leads again. You won't ever have to worry about closing sales on the phone. We do all of that for you. So this is really what it's about, guys. The annual Titanium and Platinum Mastermind Retreats. For those of you who don't know, Titanium is 3 days, 4 nights. Platinum is 5 days and 6 nights. Now, what are these all about? These are all about my passions: wealth creation, internet marketing, and personal development. I believe those are the 3 foundations to doing well in business and in life. So that's what these masterminds are all about. Basically, the way that I've set these up is you're going to show up. At least 10% of people in the mastermind are millionaires. For the upcoming Platinum Mastermind in Fiji, that's how I've set it up. I've gone and found all the top talent in this industry, invited them to come out. You get to hang out with millionaires. You get to hang out with some very successful people. And they here's the thing, like you saw Jonathan Budd, for example, here. When someone like that, who's made millions of dollars online, and they come to one of these events, in a way they're a little bit guarded, perhaps. And like if I was to go to Jonathan's house, his mansion, like I had before, it's a different kind of dynamic because everyone lets their hair down a little bit more. My point is, at these masterminds, by mere virtue that you're there, they know that you're a player, all right? You're basically someone who's very serious about your business, and they let their hair down. So what I'm saying is you'll be able to talk to all of these people, self-made millionaires, people who are very successful in their fields, and it's very kind of, you hear things that you wouldn't hear in other places. So Titanium is going to be later this year. One of the cool things about my job is I get to go and find venues for these masterminds, and that's considered like a working week for me. So I get to go and hang out at these places. But we've got Titanium coming up in Cabo San Lucas later this year. It's going to be late September. So we're basically all going to go down there, 3 days, 4 nights in paradise. I was talking to our event planners. We're looking at going to a resort where you actually have to swim to your room. Like you can walk there from the front room, but if you want to swim, there's like a channel along the back of your flat. You can swim up to your room. And we're doing really cool things, like swimming with dolphins, and it'll be awesome. Platinum. Platinum is coming up in 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Who here is going to Platinum? Who's coming to Fiji? Yeah, so quite a few of you. We have about 20 places left in Fiji. I've signed a contract with the resort. We have about 20 places left. But in 5 weeks, we are going to Fiji, and that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. It's 5 days, 6 nights. Everything's paid for. So you basically show up, food, accommodation, entertainment, it's all paid for, and also it's for 2. So you bring your spouse, bring a child, bring a friend, bring a business partner. You basically show up to Fiji, put your wallet away, and we take care of you from that point on. So like I said, I have a really cool job, and about a month ago I went down to Fiji to start organizing all of this, and I made a short little video. I want to play this video for you now.
I can't even really describe what it's going to be like. This isn't your typical internet marketing event where you show up. This is the kind of mastermind where you go and it changes your life. It sounds a little bit dramatic and maybe hypey, but it really is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of deal. Okay, you basically show up. Everything's taken care of for you. All your entertainment, your food, your drinks, your accommodation, that's all included, and it's actually for 2. Okay, it's for 2 people. So you show up, bring your spouse if you like, bring a friend, one of your kids, bring all your kids if you want. Hey guys, it's Matt Lloyd. I'm sitting on the beach. I am here in Fiji. I'm here getting ready for the Platinum Mastermind April 29th, which is in about 2 months. And basically what I've been doing is trying out a whole bunch of different activities. So for example, yesterday I went jet skiing. Today we went on a cruise to this island. They pretty much drop you off. You just spend the whole day here just relaxing. Sitting on a little island which is it's about the size of a rugby field. It's not very big at all. There's a bar, bathrooms, that's pretty much it. There's about 100 people on this little island. They brought us out here on a ship, took about half an hour, and you can actually see a whole bunch of islands around us. They dropped us off, and I'm pretty much here for the rest of today, just relaxing. What I'm really doing here is I'm crafting the ultimate mastermind that you could ever want to go to. If you're not in Platinum yet, I can't even really describe what it's going to be like. It's 5 days and 6 nights. We're not going to spend all the 5 days in a classroom, okay, or in a seminar room. Basically, we're going to spend about 4 days in the seminar room. You're going to hear from some of the best speakers in the world who are really masters at their craft. For example, Michael Oliver is coming. Michael Oliver is pretty much the #1 sales trainer on the planet. We've got Dagan Smith. Dagan, I've been friends with Dagan for quite a few years now, and I always love what Dagan's up to. He's always cutting edge, and when it comes to traffic conversions, I think he's one of the best speakers out there. Basically, all of these speakers, and there's more, will be in the room for 4 days. One of the days, though, we're going to come to an island like this, and we're just going to take it easy. We're going to have a few cocktails. There'll be a lot of one-on-one time. We'll just really relax, and you know, if you want to come and talk to me, I'm more than happy. I want to meet every single person who comes to Platinum and talk to you all. But you know, it doesn't get much better than this. Everything in Fiji is very relaxed. They say we're on Fiji time, okay, which means that you know, no one is really in a rush. When you're trying to get a cocktail, it can sometimes take like 15 minutes for them to bring it out. But that's part of the charm of being in Fiji. It's really relaxed. It's funny. There's no Facebook, there's no emails, there's no one on my team having, you know, contacting me for a crisis. It's good to have days like this where you get away from everything. There's no technology. The only technology here is my camera, but no mobile phones or anything like that. It's just completely isolated, very quiet, listening to the ocean. I don't know if you can see that, but right behind us there's an island, and there's literally, I'm looking out right now, and there's literally probably about 10 islands I can see. Islands everywhere. In fact, there's an island where they filmed Castaway, the movie with Tom Hanks on it. And it's quite funny, that island, literally right next door, there's another island with a big resort. So you know that scene where Tom Hanks is looking around and there's not an island in sight? Well, actually right next door there's a big resort. It's very warm here, it's quite humid. So every 10-15 minutes I'm going in the ocean for about 5 minutes, and I come back up and I warm up again, and then I go back in the ocean. And I've been doing that pretty much all day long. What am I drinking? This is a tequila sunrise, and I just had a pina colada before that, and then I had beautiful green eyes or something like that. They've got cocktails of, you know, every flavor you could ever want. I don't usually drink cocktails, but I thought, you know, this is definitely the time and the place to do it. They also, as part of this tour, they have free beer, free Fiji beer, which is not too bad. It's funny, you see this whole internet marketing dream lifestyle. Usually it's a guy on the beach with a cocktail in hand, and all I need now is my laptop. But, you know, it's quite funny. This is really what, when you get your online business set up, and you get it set up the right way, where you have systems, you have a good team in place, you're not having to micromanage everything, then you can afford to take little vacations like this. Like, this is a 5-day holiday for myself. 5 days at the resort that we're staying at for Platinum, which is lovely. It's called the Radisson Blu, 5-star resort. But I get to take these little holidays and just relax every so often. About 4 weeks ago, I went to Thailand for a week. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't do this all year long. I work pretty hard when I'm at home in Perth, Australia. I go to the office and get my work done every day, but every so often, every 3, 4, 5 weeks, I like to just fly somewhere and just take a few days off, and you recharge your batteries. It's part of what going to Platinum's all about, but it's not really just relaxation. It's actually, we will be getting a lot of really important work done. If you're thinking about becoming a Platinum Mastermind member, it's not something that you go into lightly. This is really a lifestyle, it's a decision. You make the decision to pretty much have full control over what circumstances you get out of life. It's funny, I sent out an email to my list 2 days ago where I was talking about internal and external locus of control. And there's really two types of people in this world. People who have an external locus of control, basically that means that they believe stuff just happens. You know, you can't control the environment. Things just happen to you and they are beyond your control. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you can't afford to think like that, because if you do, well, you're not really taking full control of the outcome. People who have an internal locus of control, they essentially make things happen. You know, if they don't have any money, then they create a business that now produces a lot of money. You know, if they're working all the time and they never really seem to have a nice lifestyle, they create a business where now they can afford to do that. In 2008, I brought into a business where I put down $2,000. I literally had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to put a website online. I didn't know what an autoresponder was. I literally was as clueless as anyone could be. And it's funny, a lot of people ask me today, well, you know, what if I'm getting started and I'm a complete newbie? Can I still do this? And I say, well, everybody who's ever built a big business online started where you are. You know, they started being brand new. So yes, you can, but anyway, some people pick it up pretty quickly, and in their first few months they start making good money. I wasn't one of those people at all. You know, I took a long time. I took 9 months before I ever literally made my first dollar in profit. My first dollar in sales even. 9 months. And I'd put $2,000 into this company, and then another $38,000 about 3 months later into the same company. So roughly around 40 grand. I was investing all of my time. It wasn't something I was doing, you know, part-time. It was pretty much all in from the start. And it took a long time. I guess the reason is I was 21, 22, something like that at the time. And I didn't have the skills needed to be good at this. So I had to learn the skills pretty much from scratch. You know, some people come into this industry and they've got years and years of experience in maybe a completely different industry, but still some of those skills transfer across into marketing. But here I was 21, 22, so I didn't really have a whole lot of life experience behind me, so I had to learn this stuff pretty much from scratch. Like you said, it took a little while, but 2010 I started having a few days where I would make good money. 2011, it started to get a little bit more consistent, but still it was very much a roller coaster income. It was, you know, always up and down, up and down. The end of 2011, that's where things took off. I had my first $15,000 month. December 2011, I remember that very clearly. That was almost a $50,000 month. It was about 45. January 2012, about $81,000 in revenue. I only had about $2,000 in refunds that month, but it just kept on going up from there. You know, once you get some momentum behind you, it's a lot easier. Getting that momentum in the first place, that can be a little bit challenging. First thing you want to do is just, when you come in this industry, really just focus on making sales. And I know that sounds very obvious, but too many people, they stuff around doing everything else but focusing on revenue producing activities. Because in 2009, I actually had that same decision to make. I'd invested in a company that they were also selling, you know, masterminds, and it's funny, one of them was actually going to Fiji, and I had a choice. I had invested in this top level program. I had a choice to actually go to the place where it was being held. I can't even remember where it was. I think, I don't know, some island, not Fiji, somewhere else. Or, you know, I could delay it to next year. I could put it off for a year. And like an idiot, I put it off for a year. And that's how I used to think at that point in my business. And that was around 2009. It's no coincidence that 2009, I pretty much didn't make any money at all. See, I had this kind of like, this attitude of, when the business shows me some results, then I'll take the action. You know, when I start making some money, when I start making some sales, then I'll go to this event. And it was stupid. That's the wrong way of thinking about your business. The way that you think about it is, it's that be, do, have, right? You act as if you already have it in a way. You act as if you're already getting results, and you behave accordingly. And what happens is, when you do these things, when you actually make the effort to go, even though you don't think you can probably afford it, or you don't think it's good timing, whatever reason, it's always easy, you know, to come up with excuses and reasons, but you put that aside and you say, screw it, I'm just going to do it, all right? I'm just going to go and I'm going to see what happens. You make the effort to go. When you start behaving like that, those are the people who actually get results in this industry. The people who are willing to drop what they're doing, book a plane ticket and fly to Fiji to hang out with 100 other really high-level entrepreneurs for 5 days, 6 nights on the beaches of Fiji. Those are the people who get results. And that's not the majority at all. That's maybe 5 out of 100 people are willing to act like that. The other 95 will think, okay, I'll wait until I'm getting some results first and then I'll go and do it. And that's probably why those 95 don't really ever get anywhere in their business. You know, this sounds maybe a little bit in your face in a way, and I kind of mean that though, because I have to be a little bit forceful here. You have to be here, right? This isn't something to put off until next year. So if you're on the fence, just stop what you're doing right now. Just start thinking to yourself, it's already paid for. The whole thing is already paid for. The accommodation, the food, entertainment, everything's already there waiting for me. All I have to do is get a plane ticket. You've got quite some time to get a plane ticket. Okay, you can make that happen. Look at the plane ticket, whatever the investment is to get a plane ticket. In the scheme of things, it's pretty much nothing. It's $1,000 or something like that. Whatever it is, just decide, okay, I need to get that ticket and go and get it right now. If you don't believe you have the funding to get it now, then go and get the funding. It's really that simple. Somehow go and get it, borrow it, make some sales, do whatever you have to do just to get the funding, book your plane ticket and just be here. Just come along, be here in April 29th. You're going to love it, okay? We'll be able to talk, you know, you'll be in that chair, I'll be in this chair. I'll have a tequila sunrise and you'll have a pina colada, and, you know, we'll talk. It'll be great. You'll love it. I hope to see you here in Fiji. I hope to see you come along to Platinum. Bring your spouse, bring your kids, bring a friend if you want. You know, the more the merrier. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see you. Whatever you have to do to get here, just do it, all right? Just do it. This isn't the kind of thing that you want to miss. It sounds a little bit dramatic and maybe hypey, but it really is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of deal. You don't get these chances very often, okay? Think about it. How often do you get to go to a very secluded private island and hang out with 100 other entrepreneurs who are in your business, who are in MOBE, okay, who are partners in my online business empire? They're doing exactly what you're doing, and some of them are the most successful out of all of them, okay? We've got people like John Chow. You know, literally, we've got the top earners in MOBE coming along to this mastermind, and there won't be a whole lot of people here. It'll be quite private and small. That's how we designed it. No more than 110 people, okay? So you will get, if you want, you'll get a lot of one-on-one time with the top earners in MOBE. You can have all the one-on-one time with me that you want, so long as I'm not on stage, you know. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. I'm not going to be, you know, hiding from anyone or sitting at the back and not wanting to talk to anyone. I want to talk to everyone. Everyone in Platinum. I want to shake your hand. I want to get to know you. I want to talk to you. I want to find out what's going on in your business, what challenges you're having, how we can help you get to the next level, you know, how you can get your sales up. Whatever you need, whatever you want to know, I'm here to help you, okay? And this is the best way to get one-on-one time. It's basically 5 days, 6 nights with me and a whole lot of other really cool entrepreneurs. So I hope to see you here. I really do. I hope to shake your hand and just do whatever you have to do to get here. We'll talk soon.
So who's excited? Who's excited about coming to Fiji? It's going to be awesome. It really, really is. This is not like a seminar that you show up to. It's not like you show up and you're just sitting there listening to some speaker up on stage. These are going to be very interactive kind of masterminds. Like I said in the video, all the one-on-one time you want with the speakers, with me, everything like that. And we'll keep it small and exclusive. That's the way we want it. Like I said, everything's paid for. All expenses, you just show up. Some of the speakers I can tell you, some of them I can't. One of them, I'm actually flying down to Panama on Monday, and I'm spending 2 days at his place. But I can't tell you his name. Those of you who come to Platinum, you'll hear about this guy. His specialty is asset protection, keeping your money safe. And I can't really go into it too much, but basically that alone would be worth going to Fiji. Trust me on that. If you want to protect your wealth, he's the guy to learn from. Like I said, at least 10% of people at Platinum are self-made millionaires. So you're sitting amongst these people, and it rubs off. When you are in that environment, when you're hanging around with really successful people, some of it rubs off on you. I can't explain it. It's kind of like if you've ever rented a place or lived in a place in a poor suburb. I have. And I've also lived in some really wealthy suburbs. And I don't know why, but when I'm living amongst really wealthy people, for some reason, I attract money much more easily. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. But that's what happens when you come and hang out in Fiji with millionaires. It rubs off on you. So, like I said, we're going to talk about wealth, keeping more wealth in your pocket, minimizing your taxes, but also doing it legally so you don't get yourself into trouble. These are the kind of things that you don't really learn these in most places. Normally, it's very wealthy people who have access to this kind of information because they can afford to pay for this information. I'm essentially paying for you, okay? And you're going to have access to this. Safe, high-returning investments the rich use and keep to themselves. It's no secret that by the time we hear about investment opportunities from Wall Street, most of them are no longer really good opportunities. By the time we get the information, the price has gone up or gone down, okay? So this is all about getting access to these opportunities before anyone else does. Internet marketing, I mean, this really is my number one passion, internet marketing. And these events will always have a very strong focus on what's cutting edge. So Vince Reed, for example, he's going to go a lot more into detail about what he's doing. And the cool thing is you get a lot more one-on-one time with these people. There's only so much you can absorb from sitting down there and listening. But talking one-on-one with someone, having them sit down side by side with you both looking at your business, that's completely different. That's where you have the big revelations. Sales and persuasion. Persuasion is really the ultimate skill. Okay, if you want to get good at sales, learning how to persuade people, and I don't mean in a bad way, I mean persuading people to do the best thing for themselves. But getting good at this stuff is really, really important. So we are going to have a segment all about sales and persuasion. Inner power and lifestyle. So you've heard this repeatedly throughout today that you can have all the tactics and strategies in the world, but if you don't get the psychological stuff right first, none of it really matters. That's why it's possible to have two people get started in this and one of them does well and the other doesn't. It all comes down to what's going on in your head. Now guys, here's the thing. As a Titanium and Platinum Mastermind member, you never have to pick up the phone and close these deals. We're doing that for you. Okay, we're doing that on the back end, and you want to know why we're doing it? Because the people doing it, they get a commission, I get a percentage. So in other words, if you're not making sales, neither am I. And I told you that 60% of our entire revenue comes from our back end. So this is a very important part of our business, and we work very hard to get you sales. Every time a sale is made for you, you're going to see $3,000 or $5,000 show up almost unexpectedly. Now here is something to write down. This is actually quite important. Every 6, this is industry standard. These are the averages in this business. Every 6 license rate sales you get, approximately 1/3 are going to step up. They're going to step up to Titanium. And of those 2, or of those people in Titanium, half of them will then step up to Platinum. So just always remember that 6, 2, 1. My point is, as you're getting these sales in the license rates program, you can count on us getting those ratios. You saw that sales set for titanium and platinum, so I told you that's what we're sending out to every new licensee that you get underneath you. That's one of many things that we do to improve upon these ratios. I don't want to accept this, I want to get this up. I want to have it more like half of your licensees step up. I think we can do that, but that's what I constantly work at doing. So I told you 250K per year. How are we going to do that? This would about get you there. All right, so 250K per year, that's about $20,833 per month. About $672 per day. You know what that is? That's 6 license rate sales per month, a little bit more than 1 a week. It's not a lot. You saw people like Terry get 30 in 2 days. So you know it's possible to get a lot more, but everyone here is more than capable of getting 6 a month. It's not a huge number at all. You get 6 of those per month. You're going to get 2 titaniums. There's another $6,000. You're going to get 1 platinum. That's another $5,000. That brings you to $17,000 per month. Now, I told you before that we have a lot of products. We don't just have 3 products. We have 27. So every one of your buyers, they're buying other different products, right? Like, if you have a lot of people in your ledger who brought products from you, they don't just stay with one product. You would have noticed that a certain percentage shop around and buy more of our products. My point is 6 license rate sales per month will get you to 250K per year. That's the magic number, 6 license rate sales per month. That's what you're shooting for. So guys, it's all very well and good for me to stand up here and tell you about this, but is this actually working? Are people actually getting results? I want to play a very short clip that just gives you a small taste of what we are getting, sales we are getting for you on the back end.
Hey there, it's Andrea Goodset coming to you from Gainesville, Florida, where I live with my husband, my 3 children, 2 dogs, and a bird. And I wanted to give you an update because it's been a while since I've updated anyone about my experience with Matt Lloyd and his MOBE program. But basically, I became a licensee about a year, almost a year and a half ago. And in that time, I've made it's only one of my top ticket commissionable products. I really like Top Ticket because it's changed my lifestyle completely. And Matt continues to innovate and create new opportunities for many to be made. And one of those is this. One of those are these. 2 of them are these titanium and platinum programs that he put in place in late 2012, which unfortunately I wasn't paying all that much attention to because I had some other projects going, and I had, to be honest, I had cash out in a bunch of different directions, and it just wasn't on my radar to invest here. But it turned out to be a really big mistake because as I was off doing my thing, Matt and his MOBE machine were doing what they do best, which is upselling and serving the people that I had already brought to the table inside of his program. And because I wasn't fully invested, I had one of the programs but not both of them. Because I wasn't fully invested, I literally lost, like in the space of a couple of weeks, 3 different $3,000 commissions. And I guess I started paying attention after that. The sales that were made were completely done by the phone team, so I didn't have any hand in it. And since then, it got my attention. I got fully invested, and since then there's been again I haven't had any hand in this, but there have been a couple of platinum sales, a couple of titanium sales. The other day, Matt emailed me and said I'd made another $8,000 in commissions, plus an override from the. I have a direct sales team under me, the people that I've referred to MOBE, who are also making sales One of them recently made $17,000 in sales. I was really excited to hear about that for him. And so anyone who's in the MOBE license rights program, first of all, if you're not a licensee, become a licensee, because that's the first step towards $1,000 commissions. And then get positioned as quickly as possible in the titanium and platinum, because the phone team will sell your folks either way. Alrighty? So thank you, Matt, for all of the opportunities you've offered all of us this year, and whatever it is that you dream up going forward, because everything you've come up with so far has made me money, so keep on trucking. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Hey, my name's David Gilks, and I just wanted to share my experiences with Matt Lloyd's Platinum program. So I got started in Platinum about a week ago. I was pretty hesitant at first. I've got a wife, a child, a mortgage, lots of financial commitments, as most people do nowadays. But I really wanted to go full time in the online business world. I wanted to live that sort of lifestyle, and the training within the Platinum program was pretty awesome. And at the end of the day, I knew that all I needed to do was provide good quality traffic to the MOBE system and let the phone team do their work and, bring me sales. So let me tell you about my first week. So I had, in my first week I had two titanium sales. They're $3,000 each for a total of $6,000. And I had two platinum sales, which was $5,000 each, so a total of $16,000. I also had a MOBE license right sale in that time, so that's 17. So now I'm on track for like a $20,000 a month. And this has never happened before. I've never come close. I think my best has probably been maybe 1,000. So I'm pretty excited. It's pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to the Fiji Mastermind. That's going to be excellent. I'm bringing the family. It's going to be great. We've never been to Fiji before. Our first overseas holiday was last year to Singapore. So to be able to go to Fiji as part of the Mastermind, meet all the other Platinum members, Matt Lloyd himself, the other speakers, it's going to be excellent. I'm really looking forward to it. I actually live in the same city as Matt Lloyd, so yesterday we went and had a look at Mercedes Benz for the MOBE Merc program. We had some photos taken, and it was pretty awesome to see these cars, which basically I can now get because of my sales. I've accrued enough points to get a free Mercedes, which is pretty awesome. So I'm really excited, and I highly recommend that if you're looking at the MOBE program, you should get invested up to the top level, Platinum, fully positioned from the start, because on the back end, that's where the big money is. And the MOBE sales team, they do a lot of the work, so you can concentrate on learning as much as you can, and you can live your normal life. So I hope to see you at a mastermind somewhere around the world. Bye.
Hey everybody, Jinjin here. I'm a platinum member of my online business empire. So I got started with my online business empire since the live event in San Diego a few months ago. And then since that event, when Matt offered the platinum program, I got full positioned since the day one. And then today, I just checked my commissions. I made about 27K commissions with MOBE, which is awesome, amazing for me. And the more amazing thing is, just a few days ago, I received a private message from Matt Lloyd, who's the creator of this program, right? And he told me that I got a $8,000 a day, $8,000 commission that day. I was totally shocked. I wasn't expect that happen, but it's just look back. A few months ago, I was a brand newbie. I have no idea of what internet marketing is. I didn't know what's autoresponder, what the email is about. But without MOBE, I can't imagine. It's impossible for me to make $8,000 a day just in a couple months. So my advice for you guys, now probably you are licensees, so my advice for you is that get fully positioned as high as possible, since day one, like what I did. So I won't miss any commissions for that, So if I didn't position myself as a platinum member, I'm probably going to miss that $8,000 commission, right? So also, beautiful thing is that I just got my MOBE, Mercedes Benz, actually yesterday. And then as a platinum member, you only need 3 licensing sales. You qualify, for the free, Mercedes Benz monthly plan. So just by that sales, I got about 3 months free, so I can drive my Mercedes Benz free, for 3 months. This is just, unbelievable for me. So my advice for you is that as a licensee, I strongly recommend you, get positioned as a titanium platinum member since day 1 if you can, right? All right, so that's it. Jinjin here, peace out.
All right. Yeah, I don't know how well you guys could hear that, but David Jilgs, for example, he's a guy who lives in Perth, in my hometown. $17,000 in his first week as platinum. That was about 3 weeks ago. Junjun, for example, Junjun and I actually first met at my second ever event, which was only like on the tail end of last year. Complete newbie. He'd never done any internet marketing before, and he got the license rights and platinum pretty much from day 1 at that event. And he's getting up here on stage, checks 27K, so that's what I love to hear. I love to hear people, when they're brand new, who are able to get those kind of results. So here's how it all works. It's pretty simple. Our business model, on the surface at least, it's pretty simple. You get positioned as a titanium and platinum mastermind member, which means that you can come to these masterminds. You can come to Fiji, you can come to Mexico, and by the way, if for some reason you can't make it to Fiji, which you should, but if you can't, you can defer. You can defer 1 year if you really need. So we're thinking about our next platinum location, and you're the first to hear this, will probably be the Dominican Republic, possibly, subject to change. But if you can't make it to Fiji, you can always come to the next one. So I want you to know that. But you get positioned. You don't miss out on any $3,000 or $5,000 commissions ever again. You get leads. Now, you either generate your own leads using some of the stuff you learned today, or you come to our in-house ad agency, which I'm going to be telling you about tomorrow. And we can generate all the leads that you want. Okay, these are from our own internal ad sources too. Now, with those leads, my phone team then follows up. We follow up on the back end. We share exactly what we're sharing with you here right now. And approximately 1 out of 3 of your licensees will step up to titanium, half of those to platinum. You get $3,000 and $5,000 wired directly into your bank account. By the way, titanium and platinum, when you start getting those commissions, I don't stuff around with PayPal or anything like that. I can wire that right into your bank account because they're bigger. But that's it. That's how the process works. And by the way, you know this, but just to make sure you do, you only need 3 license rate sales per month to get a Mercedes if you're in platinum. If you're a licensee, it's 5. It's almost double. Getting 3 sales per month, anyone can do that. That's simple. So if you want to be driving a Merc, it's actually not that hard, really. 3 sales per month. The ring, okay? I thought, it's a little bit cheesy kind of, but I thought once you get to a certain level in this business, a certain level of performance, we would get you a platinum ring. This was custom designed just for us. It's a $15,000 ring. It's made out of platinum. It's got about, I think it's got like 37 diamonds in it or something like that. I'm actually wearing one right now, but when you get 20 platinum sales, I'll give you one of these rings. It's not, it's not so you can walk around and show it off. It's basically, so when you come to these events in the future, people will know that you're a top producer. Okay, you've done something pretty amazing. But you'll get a ring. And by the way, for the ladies, I will custom design another one for you. So you won't be wearing a male ring. Yeah. All right, some little pictures there. So I like to give people a head start. Rather than throw you in the deep end, I want to make sure that you get off to a good start in Platinum. So here's what we are going to do. By the way, while I'm showing you this, Brian, if you want to start handing out the applications, you can fill this out while I'm talking. But let me tell you about this. And, by the way, for those of you at home, we have about 65 people watching from home. Your application form is at only100spotsavailable.com. Now, truthfully, there's not 100 spots. I just have that spare domain. So, you know, I'm not like, it's not fake scarcity, but you can go to only100spotsavailable.com right now, and you can do the exact same thing. Here it is. Here's your first bonus. I created a program recently called 60K in 60 days. It's basically how to get up and running fast in Platinum. It's a program for new Platinum members. Went for about 9 weeks, and it's me teaching on every aspect of the business what you need to be doing. And I break it down to the small component parts. So for example, I've just told you that if you get 6 license right sales per month, you're close to about $250,000 per year. But in this program, I actually go into specifics. So now we're going to talk about, okay, how do you actually get 6 license right sales at that level? How do you actually do it? Where do you go to get leads? How much do you pay for that ad? Specifically, I show you exactly what you need to do. So that's me basically taking you by the hand and walking you through, here's what you need to do. It's like, think of it, you and I sitting down at a computer and me just guiding you step by step. Bonus number 2, 1,000 leads given to you. Now these will be 1,000 leads from my internal ad sources with our new ad agency. I'm going to admit something here that I don't really like to, but basically we have been using another, well you already know it, we've been using other ad agencies in the past, and I have been disappointed with the leads that they sent. That's what inspired us to create our own in-house ad agency. So now I don't have to put up with any of that. I can test all my own leads first. Once I know they're good, then I send them to you. But for everyone who goes Platinum here, you're going to get 1,000 leads added onto your list. That's your list, it's not my list. That's your list, and you can promote whatever you like to that list. If you want to go and promote some other company, you can. I'd rather you promote MOBE, but it's going to be your list. It's completely your list. These people will know who you are as well. When they opt in, we put you right there so they know that they're opting onto your list. You're not just a stranger spamming them. They actually know who you are. But you actually will get 1,000 leads. Now, just so you know, leads can cost anywhere from $3 upwards each to generate. So bare minimum, that alone is about $3,000 of value. Okay, that's not exaggerating, like that's bare minimum. Bonus number 3. So what we did is we went and found pretty much the #1 sales trainer in our industry. He's a guy called Michael Oliver, and he's coming to Platinum in Fiji in 5 weeks. And basically, I asked him to create a program, a 10-week program, teaching you how to sell high-ticket programs on the phone. Now, again, we are selling these programs for you. However, if you would like to join our phone team, I'm always looking for new talent. This program will show you exactly how to sell high-ticket the right way without having to pressure people into it or anything like that, because that doesn't really work that well at this level. And by the way, I've had people on my phone team make up to $50,000 per month. So if you are good on the phone, definitely this is something you might be interested in. So guys, here's, just to wrap this up, here's what you're getting. All expenses paid, 3-day, 4-night, titanium, and 5-day, 6-night, platinum in Fiji. It's all paid in for 2 people. Bring your spouse, bring a friend, bring some kids. A lot of you coming to platinum are bringing your whole families, your kids as well. So bring all the people you want. You show up, everything's paid for, and you have the best phone sales team in the industry making sales for you on the back end. You no longer miss out on any $3,000 and $5,000 commissions ever. Okay? So if this sounds like, yeah, this sounds pretty good to you, fill out that application form. And those of you at home, go to only100spotsavailable.com and fill that out right now. Again, the first 20 who do this, and you step up to platinum, you're going to get a guaranteed $1,000 commission placed under you. And if that person steps up, that's another $8,000. Now, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm doing an application, if I wanted to, I could sell this from the stage right now, and I could say, fill out your credit card details and go and buy it, and I'm sure people would. I don't really like doing that because I know what it's like. You go to an event and you kind of get caught up in the emotions. I don't want anyone half going into this. I don't want anyone going into this without putting some thought into it and without us having a conversation with you to see whether this really is the right fit. So when you do apply, yes, we are going to call you and we are going to talk to you. We're not going to call you and try and high pressure you into anything at all. Okay, believe me, that's not the way we do things. We will talk to you though. We will find out a little bit more about you, what makes you tick, where your circumstances are, and together we will determine whether this is the right thing for you. Okay, so that's really all you're doing with the application. And by the way, if you're wondering, down at the bottom it says $35 for the application fee. Every cent of that is going to go and save a child. Okay, every cent. Those of you at home as well. I wanted to put a $35 fee. Reason is, if you're serious, that's nothing, right? $35, it's nothing. So that's why we put that in, and I thought, why not give that to someone who needs it? So that's basically a little kid who can't afford, doesn't have food, shelter, clean water, and your application fee is going to pay for all of that for an entire month. So if we get 40 people in this room, we're going to save a lot of children. And why do you need to do this right now? Well, first of all, we've got the party in an hour. That's why you need to do it. If you want to come in, you just got to apply. That's it. First 20, you're going to get a $1,000 commission guaranteed. You get 5% of that person's earnings gross as well. Their gross earnings. So if they make $500,000 in the next year in gross sales, you are making whatever that is. What is that? 25 grand without really having to do anything at all. It's like Terry under John. John probably loves Terry because Terry's making him sales, right? You got to get those people under you. Now, if that person steps up, you put $8,000 in your pocket. If they don't, still you can do very well. You saw that situation. John made you $25,000. So there's really only one upside. If you apply and it's not for you, no big deal. Okay, no big deal. You're not really tied into anything. We want to see if this is actually the right thing for you anyway. So anyway, who here will actually be with me in Fiji? Who here has decided, I'm doing this. I'm going all the way in. I'm getting fully positioned. I'm going to be in platinum. Those of you who currently are in platinum, if you want to just stand up so I can see you, who's currently a platinum member right now? All right, so there's quite a few of you. If you guys want to just come down to the front, just come down to the front. Come down to the front. So all of you are current platinum members. Now, what I want to know is who here is at least applying for platinum? Who here is going to apply? Who here thinks, hey, I'm going to check this out. I think I'm going to be platinum. If you guys want to stand up too, stand up. If you're coming to tonight's private party, stand up. You guys want to come down to the front too. I want to get some photos. I want to get some photos. Yeah, you guys can come up here on the stage. All right, well, this is awesome, so this is going to be awesome. Those of you who aren't, have a think about this. Have a think about whether this is right for you or not. But if you are, come on up, put in your applications. We're going to have a great party tonight. And guys, that's pretty much it. I'm excited to have you all in Fiji. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for you and for your business. You now have a Ferrari, not a Honda. It's a much more powerful engine. So what I want to do, let's get everyone your application forms. If you want to hand them in now, hand them in now. Let's get a few photos as well. Let's get a few photos. Everyone, I don't know, let's say like Fiji or something. Fiji!
Mercedes.
All right, well, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm excited to have you all here. So let's get those application forms in. Bring them to me at the front. And those of you coming to tonight's party, pretty much all of you, I'll see you.